Welcome back to Braintree Today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis and you're watching BCAM TV. Now we'll be getting into our latest stories from the week. U.S. President Joe Biden is on a trip this week to visit the country of Saudi Arabia to meet with the Saudi Crown Prince who orchestrated the killing of American journalist Jamal Khashoggi. Biden has defended his decision to meet with the prince, saying the Saudis must be involved in any effort to stabilize a volatile region. Biden also said, quote, "The reason I'm going to Saudi Arabia is to promote U.S. interests in a way that I think we have an opportunity to reassert our influence in the Middle East," end quote. The killing of Khashoggi was widely condemned, including by Biden on the campaign trail where he publicly vowed to make Saudi Arabia a pariah. During a meeting on Thursday, June 7th, Biden spoke of the collaboration in order to stabilize the region and to ensure that Iran never obtains a nuclear weapon. There is an uptick in COVID cases across the country, but Massachusetts hasn't seen skyrocketing numbers like other states just yet. Dr. Ali Raja, Deputy Chair of Emergency Medicine at MGH in Boston, said, quote, "We aren't seeing any kind of surge yet," end quote. But public health experts have been continuously monitoring COVID-19 wastewater with high numbers, so this trend could change in the coming weeks. The BA.5 Omicron subvariant is now the most transmissible variant thus far and accounts for more than half of the country's new cases. In relation to the BA.5 strain, Dr. Alok Patel of Stanford Children's Health said, quote, "You could theoretically be infected with multiple Omicron subvariants," end quote. The levels of COVID detected in eastern Massachusetts wastewater remained elevated this last week. While it remains below the recent mid-May peak, the levels are still cruising right above the reassuring lows that the state reached in March. Officials say wastewater data from the Massachusetts Water Resources Authority can be an important early warning signal in detecting COVID infections before people get tested or report their tests. The numbers are refusing to drop as experts are worried of the arrival of subvariants, but particularly the BA.5 variant, as it could push up cases, hospitalizations, and deaths. The state is still monitoring and reporting health trends. Last week, state officials announced that daily COVID metrics will no longer be released, but you can still keep up with the new weekly COVID metrics. On Friday, the last set of daily metrics that the state released showed over 26,000 molecular tests were conducted and 1,850 new positive cases were reported. As of July 8th, 503 people are hospitalized in Massachusetts and 45 are in the ICU. 19 new deaths were also reported. The town of Braintree also continues to monitor COVID data from the state. In the last week, the town hall hasn't reported any new positive cases. The town hall website currently shows a total of 10,665 positive cases since the start of the pandemic. There have been no new fatalities reported in 3 months, keeping Braintree's total deaths at 137. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more after the break.
The COVID-19 vaccine doesn't contain the virus, so you can't get COVID from the shot. You may experience things like muscle aches, fever, or tiredness, but these are most likely signs that your body is building immunity to protect against the virus. Learn more.
Welcome back. A referendum appears unlikely on a proposed zoning change to allow a marijuana growing operation in Braintree. Town Clerk James Casey outlined the process where voters can petition a referendum. During the Town Council's Ordinance and Rules Committee on Monday night, the process would require more than 3,000 petition signatures and must be collected in a 30-day period. Flower Express, a recreational cannabis delivery service, is seeking a zoning change that would allow a growing facility to open at 280 Ivory Street in a long vacant warehouse next to the Braintree MBTA station and across from the transfer station. The proposal would not allow retail sales of recreational marijuana in the town, and there are no plans for any retail at the Flower Express facility. The company said the town of Braintree stands to receive about $6 million per year in marijuana excise taxes from the operation. The Ordinance and Rules Committee will make a recommendation to the full council on the proposal. while the Planning Board has already endorsed the measure and the Board of Health is opposed. A 2/3 majority vote of the Council is needed to approve the measure. On Monday, July 11th, the School Building Committee held a meeting to discuss a number of projects on their agenda. Progress on the construction of the South Middle School was discussed as much of the foundation and framing is now complete. Doug Murray, Hill International Senior Project Manager, joined the committee to give a summary on the project. Here's more from Murray.
In the last month, or month and a half now, we've accomplished. The foundations have been completed for the most part. There's still the entry canopy. They're still working on those. Those foundations. Steel has, at the upper level, has progressed to almost complete. They'll be starting the area, the gym area, in the next week or so. The rock crusher came back. We've cleared out the area for the underground retention system number 2. Number 1 is in, so they'll be digging number 2 in the next week or so. And then we began light gauge framing at the exterior walls, so you can see it going up at the kitchen. Underground piping and conduit for electrical is pretty much done, and we plan on having our first slab meeting tomorrow morning. So we are on schedule. Work to be done this summer includes, we've got rid of the modulars this past week, so that's good. And we'll be working on the east parking lot in that area down to the east of the site, and we'll be discussing that a little later. In terms of budget update, next part of the package is all the bills. We're looking for acknowledgement. We have 3 PCOs from Bacon this month for the paper road extension. That's that road in the back connecting it to the Richard Road pavement. Ledge at Kenmore Road, when they were excavating for the water line and sewer extension, they encountered ledge because of obstructions from utilities. That was done on a time and materials basis. And then at the solar screen, we added steel and detailing to allow that to be field bolted to avoid having to come back and try to re-galvanize in the field for welded connections. And then because we've 2 cycles here, we've got Miller Dice Spears, LGCI is our environmental consultant, CMA Otis, the civil engineer, Hill International, and 2 payments from Bacon for April and May, and a total of $7 million, so $7,093,000 and change.
The next school building committee meeting will take place in August. You can catch all of the committee's meetings on our government channel, Comcast Channel 8 and Verizon Channel 26, or on youtube.com/bcamtv. Voicing his concerns, Braintree School Superintendent James Lee said spending $1.5 million on a feasibility study of Braintree High School before it is admitted to the state's school construction funding process doesn't make sense. The study of Braintree High would determine whether to renovate or replace the whole school. Lee said the study is required by the state school building authority once a project is accepted into the program. But if the town did the study before it was approved for the program, it would have to be done all over again, unless they choose to pay for the full cost of a new high school. As the program pays for part of the cost of the school construction, numerous parents have been asking why the town isn't yet doing anything. And as Lee explained to the council, it would be a waste of money to do so until they are accepted into the program. Lee also mentioned to the council plans are being developed for replacing the roofs of the Highlands and Liberty elementary schools, which have been accepted into the state's accelerated repair program. The Braintree Recreation Department is offering trips to Boston Red Sox and Worcester Red Sox games for this summer. Tickets for the Boston Red Sox are available for the July 28th game against the Cleveland Guardians and the August 23rd game against the Toronto Blue Jays. Residents will have to pay $52 per person and includes round-trip transportation to Fenway Park. The bus will leave Braintree Town Hall at 5:15 p.m. for both events. Then for the Worcester Red Sox, tickets are available for August 30th against the Buffalo Bisons. Tickets will be $28 per person for this game and will include round-trip transportation to Worcester's Polar Park. The bus will leave at 4:30 p.m. from Braintree Town Hall. To purchase tickets, visit the Recreation Office at 74 Pond Street, or you can call at 781-794-8901. The Sunset Lake concert series are back in full swing, taking place every Tuesday night from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the lake's Thomas and Pamela Whaling Gazebo. The concerts, which are sponsored by Mayor Charles Kokoris and the Braintree Electric Light Department, so far have had Curra's Fancy on June 28th, playing some Irish and folk music, Wolfpack on July 5th, who played some popular pop, rock, and country covers, and last Tuesday, Gainesville Road played some fan-favorite covers, including Footloose, which had the crowd break out and dance. As for next week, be sure to join on July 19th for the Beatle tribute band Forever Fab. If you missed these concerts or want to watch again, you can find it on BCAM TV's public channel, Comcast Channel 9, and Verizon Channel 28, or you can catch it on youtube.com/BCAMTV. Thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. We'll be right back with more stories in the area.
Protect yourself from mosquito and tick bites. Use an EPA-approved repellent anytime you're outdoors. Spray it on your hands first, then spread it on your face, neck, arms, and legs. Learn more at mass.gov/mosquitoes and ticks.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now let's get right into more stories. Last week, State Senator Walter F. Timilty voted for the Senate version of a bill to transform and expand access to high-quality, affordable early education and childcare. The final legislation includes an amendment Timilty filed, which will foster student mentorship in the child care workforce. In a statement, Timilty said, quote, "My amendment will help to expand and clarify the Massachusetts Department of Education and Care's role in promoting and developing a career ladder for the early childhood sector here in the Bay State," end quote. The bill draws from the recommendations made by the Special Legislative Early Education and Care Economic Review Commission, which was created by the legislature in 2020 and issued its final report in March. The bill passed the state Senate and now moves to the House of Representatives for further consideration. Logan Airport has been experiencing numerous flight cancellations and delays in the last month and is predicting this issue may continue all through the summer. FlightAware reported that on July 5th, more than 600 flights were canceled and 5,500 were delayed nationwide. As for the rest of the week, about 300 more cancellations and 5,000 more delays were announced per day. Since then, delays and cancellation numbers have remained high. Ravi Sarathi, a professor of internal business and strategy at Northeastern University, says cancellations, delays, and the increasing cost of flights will probably get worse before they get better, as labor shortages and bad weather will continue to create turbulence in the industry. 3 people, a child, his nanny, and a painter escaped a 5-alarm fire that destroyed a large home in Hingham that sold for more than $3 million less than a month ago. About 120 firefighters helped battle the blaze, including crews from Weymouth, Braintree, Scituate, Hanover, Hull, and Rockland. Crews were also dousing nearby homes with water to help keep them from catching fire or being damaged amid dry, windy weather. Hingham fire officials said the home at 2 Man Street sustained significant fire damage and the family that lives there has been displaced. The cause of the fire is under investigation, but officials said it may have started on the porch. Protesters gathered outside Quincy City Hall on Monday to demand that state legislators pass a climate justice bill in the coming days. The event, hosted by Mass Power Forward, was one of 11 protests across the state where protesters demanded action from state senators and representatives who they say are running out of time to put forward a bill that addresses climate and offshore wind policies. Founder and co-coordinator of Mass Power Forward, Claire Miller, said the committee has 10 days left to propose a bill before the governor has the ability to veto it. If the bill is vetoed, legislators will have to wait until the next session to put forward a bill. For more information on Mass Power Forward, a coalition of environmental leaders throughout Massachusetts, visit mapowerforward.com. NASA's James Webb Space Telescope launched December 25, 2021. And on Tuesday, July 12, 2022, the telescope delivered the deepest and sharpest infrared image of the distant universe so far. Webb's first deep field photo that was sent back was a cluster of thousands of galaxies and stars, and even included the faintest objects ever observed in the infrared. This image shows the galaxy cluster SM-ACS0723 as it appeared 4.6 billion years ago, with many more galaxies in front of and behind the cluster. It took approximately 6 months for the telescope to reach its destination in space and completely unfold before being able to send back the images we are currently seeing. For more information and images from the James Webb Space Telescope, please visit www.webb.nasa.gov. Thanks for watching Braintree Today. We'll be right back with more in entertainment.
Mosquitoes are out. Protect yourself from mosquito bites and the illnesses they can cause, like Triple E and West Nile virus. When outdoors, use an EPA-approved repellent and wear protective clothing. Learn more at mass.gov/mosquitoes and ticks.
Welcome back to Braintree Today. Now here's some new movie and binge-worthy show recommendations. First up is Thor: Love and Thunder, which follows Thor while embarking on a journey in search of inner peace. However, his retirement gets interrupted when Gorr, the God Butcher, a galactic killer, seeks the extinction of the gods. In order to combat the threat, Thor enlists the help of others, including an ex-girlfriend who, to his surprise, inexplicably wields the magical hammer. Together, they set out on a harrowing cosmic adventure to uncover the mystery of the God Butcher's vengeance. You can watch Thor: Love and Thunder in theaters now. Next in entertainment, The Man from Toronto follows a New York City screw-up named Teddy, played by Kevin Hart, who is mistaken for the world's deadliest assassin, known only as the Man from Toronto, played by Wood Harrelson. When the two wind up in the same Airbnb, Teddy is mistaken for the assassin and has to play along in order to save his life. Teddy then finds himself having to work with the FBI and pretend to be the Man from Toronto. But things begin to get even messier when Teddy meets the real assassin, Randy, who decides it's in his best interest to continue with the rumor that Teddy is the assassin. You can watch The Man from Toronto on Netflix. And finally, for fans of Despicable Me, or anyone looking for a movie to take the kiddos to this weekend, Minions: The Rise of Gru tells the origin story of 12-year-old Gru living in 1970s suburbia, plotting to take over the world from his basement. Though it's not going particularly well when Gru crosses paths with the Minions, who are now his unexpected family. Together they build their first lair, design their first weapons, and strive to execute their first missions. You can watch Minions: The Rise of Gru in theaters now. That'll do it for news today. I'm Martha Konstandinidis, and thank you for watching Braintree Today on BCAM TV. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.